Hello. This video shows you how to access China-specific practical law material on Westlaw. Now, one thing you might be doing already is just going up here to China and then clicking on that. What that'll give you is some list of China-specific treatises, secondary sources, and so forth. Running a search here will give you everything inside this menu. Additionally, typing in China over here, you'll see a list of the other related sources. As you can see here, patents and applications, some news sources like China Daily, some rules, and so forth. So if your question is not about the secondary sources, you can run a search based on any of these databases over here. The one I want to spend most of our time talking about today, though, is practical law. You can get to that from the drop-down wedge selecting practical law. From the lawschool.westlaw.com site, you can click practical law up here. But in any event, when you get here to practical law, a couple resources that I will show you. The first is global content. You'll notice here along the side, access now. That button will actually bridge you out into the UK version of practical law. You can run some searches up here for China, and you can also click around here within this menu, and then once you've found something that is relevant, then run some searches within results to see if China shows up there as well. Let's show you that first global content thing. So we'll bridge out into the UK version of Practical Law. Practical Law, a rockstar product that got its start across the pond in the United Kingdom and then migrated over here where it is also quite popular. Reasons why it is so great. You can see here, browse with any of these menus across the top, transactions, countries, global guides. So practical guidance regarding transactions, everything you see over here. Countries, we'll click into that and you'll see that we have China as a possible option over here. And then global guides, which give you the substantive background on a particular area of law, acquisition, finance, arbitration, and so forth. Now, one thing that you can do, of course, just like anything else on Westlaw Practical Law, is to run some searches. But before we do that, and I actually might not even demonstrate it, I want to just show a couple of other tools as well. So compare the law across countries is a tool that you've got that will allow you to compare the law in one jurisdiction compared to others relative to certain things like share acquisition documents. Select some questions that you want to run with, select some jurisdictions that you want to use, China and United States. And when you hit compare, what you'll get is it's kind of like a 50-state survey, but instead of it being like 47 states that you don't care about, you can see here, I'm just clicking between the two. You can see some pretty big names here in the world of US law, and then going through these lists of questions, you'll be able to get that. Now, one thing I will point out, you might not see the save to folder button, so email it to yourself, print it, download it, do all that good fun stuff. Now, what you'll be able to do, again, once we go back to the home page, is select that tool using that Q&A comparison tool. Some other things, again, practice areas, resources, and so forth. Just do some browsing and clicking around. Tell me what you find, because chances are it will be pretty spectacular. Now we're back into the US version of Practical Law. I'm going to run a search here for China. You will see tons of things. And so rather than click on them all, I'll show you how to winnow them down if you're running a search that is just as general as this. Keep in mind, practice areas, you can filter from anything along the side here. You can also filter based on resource type. So maybe you're only interested in practice notes. You're just looking for a background in the substantive law. Okay, that's great. And then you can also filter that down over here. So I'm specifically interested in labor and employment. Maybe I'm advising a company that's interested in those types of international operations. And so you'll be able to click on to any of those. And then you'll get, as you can see here, practice note, overview, and so forth. Running searches within here, we'll get you some of the other resources, and you'll be able to get not only the best practices, but then practice notes that are specific. As you can see here, law is as stated, or if you see the green that says updated, the practical law attorney editors are updating that as things roll through. But as you can see here, got some very helpful starting points for your research. And then again, scrolling to the bottom of any piece of content on practical law will show you just what we've got in the way of other related issues. Again, taking you back there, two places to go, one global content, the other just running some searches and filtering. Those are kind of the two big places to look, one within Westlaw, the other within practical law, contact your Westlaw account manager. If you're at Toledo, that would be me. But in any event, from the law school page, connect with your account manager. Use that button over there, and you'll be in contact with them. If you're looking for more Westlaw walkthroughs, follow Twitter at LindyHopLawyer for the latest and greatest. And otherwise, thanks for listening, and we'll talk with you again soon. Bye.